Welcome to Supernatural Saturday. And today it is a meditation on shedding all of your fear. Unfortunately, I didn't get to Ottawa today. I had a friend in need, and we decided we needed to deal with that. But I also I'm not a prophet, I'm just a medium. And one of the things that I was told yesterday morning is that there would be some big shifts in ascension energy this weekend. Of course, another large solar flare was emitted this morning, I just found out recently. But yesterday, they told us there would be some huge incoming ascension energies on the planet this week. Additionally, and there are no coincidences, additionally, there was another rocket that apparently crashed and had problems this morning as well. So we are seeing the solar reactions to what is going on the planet. Humans have not realized how we affect time, space, and matter with what we think and what we feel. Today's meditation on shedding all your fear is based on a very simple principle: that you as a soul function independent of mind and body, and as a consciousness able to assert authority over the body. You can alter mind and you can alter emotion and therefore alter matter. What we see happening on the planet today is a handful of people instilling and manipulating emotions of fear in the collective unconsciousness of humanity. This emotional energy called fear is a creative force. Emotion is energy in motion. It cannot be seen, just like your thoughts cannot be seen. Emotion cannot be seen, but it can be felt. Everyone feels it. And the planet, the solar system, is part of us as we are part of it. And when we get into an emotional energy collectively, that collective energy bears an effect upon time, space, and matter. Just like your invisible thoughts can cause invisible emotions that will cause visible actions in your body, so too do the collective thoughts, the collective emotions of humans affect the collective condition of matter in this solar system and slightly beyond. Different qualities of emotion induce different qualities of experience into time and space. And so we see this thing that you call the sun having effects in response to conditions of emotion that have been evolving deliberately and unconsciously on this planet. All the emotions of fear and the shades of the emotion of fear are different than the qualities of love and the shades of the emotions of love. Hi, good morning. Good morning. Hello, Adam. Hello, Betsy. Hello, Allison, Irving. Yeah, I had a friend in need that had to be managed last night, so we didn't go to Ottawa last evening. We will be going next week by the looks of it. Hello, Mary. Hello, Kira. So understanding that this solar flare that you saw this morning is but one of several that will be happening this week that are all in response to the collective emotional energies of humanity. What these leaders do not understand, or one who proclaim to be leaders do not understand, is that when you induce an emotional energy in a human, it creates an electrical charge. When you create an emotion in a lot of humans, it creates a larger electrical charge in the form of emotion. That emotion induces or interacts with matter. In fact, emotion organizes all forms of matter from plasma to gas to liquids to solids. Emotion is the organizer of energy. And even if you can incline a person to not show their emotions, if they feel it, that will still affect time, space, and matter. That is, if you try to convince a person that they cannot express a certain way, it does not mean that they are not feeling a certain way, and that emotional energy does not have an effect on what is happening in their life and the people around them. Our goal today is very simple: to assist you in a process of shedding all your fear, of literally, simply, and easily liberating your mind and your body from your fear. So the energy of these beings that are with me today, the Ascended, which is a collective of angels, archangels, and guides that are in non-physical form and working with many, many people upon this planet to raise the vibrational frequency of humanity from that of simple consciousness to that of what you call awakened consciousness, or what some are calling the ascension. This ascension is a movement in consciousness from being in a state of mind and body exclusively, governed by the polarity of emotions of fear and love, to a state of actual love and grace, where polarity is determined by the quality of one's consciousness. Yes, so we're going to go into the meditation in a few moments, but I want to say that the leaders, the more you instill policies and ideas and rules and laws that generate vibrations of fear, anger, guilt, shame, the more you propagate these emotions into the consciousness of the people that you're here to serve, you are generating an electrical charge, an emotional field that is going to cause and shift conditions in time, space, and matter. This condition on the sun that you see this morning is but an effect that we forewarned you of yesterday. If you do not shift or change the emotional qualities that you choose to stimulate in others, you will bear the effects of those causes. Emotions, once released into matter, cause effects in that condition, and there is not one among you that has not felt a certain way that your body does not react to it. Well, your environment is part of your body. Your body exists in the environment with everything else, and the emotional charge that any one of you generates affects and induces changes in the particles of energy around the body, because the emotional field radiates out from the condition of the body and begins to induce or alter conditions of changes in matter. So a vibrational energy of what you call love alters and influences matter in very precise and specific ways. As you can see with many of these so-called demonstrations going on around the world, these are demonstrations of peace, of love, where people are coming together and celebrating and enjoying in caring and in compassion and kindness. And that frequency has one effect. Your continued bombardment towards these vibrational expressions of love, your extensions of fear, control, and power towards that, is going to reap a cause that you have no conscious awareness that you are reaping a cause of. But you will be given warnings in the form of environmental signs to pay heed to what emotions that you choose to stimulate, not only in yourself, but in those that you care about. If you scream at a young child, you will see them recoil. Understand that is just a small scale, that if you choose to induce fear in a vibrational energy, it will respond to that energy. The vibration of fear will create very different and specific changes in your experience of matter. With the natural organic movement of consciousness on the planet, that is the natural rhythms of the rises and falls, the comings and goings of the seasons, these can be altered and affected greatly by the nature and quality of the collective unconsciousness of your humanity. Please understand, the collective unconscious emotional energy of humanity plays a role in the effects that can occur in time, space, and matter in the form of environmental conditions. Circumstances, catastrophes are all ultimately effects of the collective energies of your humanity. With this understanding, we encourage you to review the quality and nature of your thoughts and actions and what emotional energies these thoughts and actions will stimulate in your consciousness and the consciousness of others. Bearing in mind that emotion organizes all matter, and the nature and quality of an emotion organizes those conditions of matter. Please understand this. It is very simple. Our goal today is for those of you that wish to liberate yourself from suffering, that you may release and liberate fear from your body. But if you choose to do what we are offering today and you liberate yourself from your fear, also be willing to liberate yourself from any thoughts that keep that fear active in your body. you will find there will be a significant change in the quality of life on this planet when the emotionally dominant causes move from those of fear to those of love, compassion, kindness, and peace, curiosity, and playfulness, and celebration. Have a different effect than those emotions that stimulate fear and anger and guilt and shame. It begins with an idea, and an idea moves an electrical charge through the brain of the one that conceives the idea, or the group of individuals that agree to or conceive of the idea. If the group or the individual changes the nature of the idea, then the nature and cause of the emotion alters and changes, and thereby the effects will change accordingly. Please understand, if you choose to make policies and laws that stimulate and increase fear, there will be definitive effects in your condition and experience of time, space, and matter. And there is no limit as to how this can be, and there's no way to define exactly what it will be, but we can say this of a truth, that emotions of love organize experiences and expressions of matter very differently than the emotions of fear or anger or rage. Very specific emotions cause very specific conditions, even in the conditions of your own biology. And there's not one among you who can deny this. Your constant thinking and feeling a certain way causes conditions in your body. And that if you change that process of thinking and feeling, it causes a change in your body. And what we will offer you today is a simple mechanism for releasing and shedding the fear that you carry. For the vibrations of love are far more potent in their capacity to affect the conditions of time, space, and matter. In fact, the vibrational frequency of love can transcend or transmute the negative effects or impacts of a vibration that you would call fear. In other words, you can change the vibrational energy from fear to love if you understand how to utilize the mechanism or frequency of love. That is a condition that exists both in your body as well in the environment around you. They are not separate. So we encourage you to review the thoughts, the motives, and the actions that you're currently performing, because you will discover that these actions have a direct correlation to conditions that you are now going to begin to see this week. Emotions and thoughts are cumulative and regenerative in the consciousness of the individual or the collective. Thoughts and emotions are cumulative and regenerative in the collective and individual consciousness of humanity. To this understanding, that means that if you continue to implement vibrations that stimulate conditions of fear, there will be effects that represent what the vibration of fear is. Now you see conditions environmentally all around the world now, the extremes that are occurring, and you somehow think that you are not separate from them. It is not so much that something out there is causing that's independent and separate from your humanity. Collectively, you have a role in what is occurring in your experience of time, space, and matter. Whether you are conscious of that or not is a choice you must come to make. If you choose to be conscious, then you have choice over what conditions of environment you can stimulate with the qualities of emotion that you feel. Yes. If you understand this, then you will be more considerate about what you would choose to think or say or do, knowing that you're generating an emotional quality that induces changes in the condition and experience of matter as you have it. So when you are angry or you are sad, there is a specific effect in the neurophysiology of your body, that is in the brain and in the body. There is a specific effect with certain qualities of emotion. The vibration of love alters and changes. Thought, mind, and physiology are very different. The brain and the body change very differently with vibrational energies of love, and those vibrational energies affect the conditions of environment around you. As to the thoughts and vibrations of fear, that is the thought and emotion of fear, affects your physiology in a different way, and in turn that affects your environment in a different way than what love does. So no matter what you will choose to do in the coming 3 days, for those of you that understand what we are saying, please hear that the vibrations of fear and the vibrations of love are mechanisms of energy that induce very precise and specific changes in time, space, and matter. And that individually and collectively, humanity is causing effects in time, space, and matter. There is a direct correlation between what you see happening upon that life giver you call the sun, that which gives this physical dimension the capacity to function as you perceive it. There is no separation between your collective consciousness and it. There is an actual connection energetically between each and every human soul upon this planet and that physical entity you call the sun, as there is a connection between each and every individual in this physical world with this physical world. In other words, your collective energy also affects planetary and environmental conditions simultaneously. You cannot escape the effects of your own causes, but you can change the causes to alter or transmute potential effects. If you choose to continue utilizing fear, control, and power as mechanisms of creation, you will cause very precise effects in your experience of time, space, and matter. And you cannot escape the causes of your own effects. You cannot escape the causes of your own effects. You can learn to transmute them, but that would mean you'd have to surrender one cause for another to create a different effect in your experience of matter. So and you have been now forewarned, those of you that hear, that in the coming 3 days, be mindful of what your actions are towards your fellow citizens. Be mindful of what your thoughts are. Be mindful of what the qualities of your emotions are that drive your actions, for you cannot escape the reality that certain qualities of emotion induce very specific effects in your condition of time, space, and matter. It is no coincidence that these devices you call rockets have gone up this week and these things have happened. There's no coincidence that this energetic release from the sun that has occurred. You have to understand you are witnessing the effects to a cause. And many of you seek to find the cause outside of yourself for the conditions of your experience. But look within, the kingdom of God is within you. And all creation is at your disposal. And you were given free will to choose how you would utilize your thinking mind, how you would generate certain emotions, and what you would do in the creation, in the experience of matter, time, and space, as this gift was given to you. So be mindful in these coming days that you shift your energy from fear, control, and power to love, compassion, tolerance, and acceptance. And you will find a very different experience happening. But those of you that do hear, that choose not to listen, you will discover that in the coming days, your ignorance will not be able to prevent you from seeing and experiencing what is to come. You cannot escape the effects of your own causes. And for some of you, that may be the only way that you will have to experience the effects of your own causes, to recognize the alignments of your consciousness to love, the alignments of your consciousness to fear, bear very different consequences. One is an extension of life and love, or you could say heaven on earth, and the other is an extension of fear and suffering. Please understand the distinction between these two states of consciousness. And if you believe a position or title can somehow help you escape the effects of your own causes, you are sorely mistaken. A name, a title, a position, or condition of wealth cannot prevent you from experiencing the effects of your own causes. You are able to exist in only one of two states at any given moment in consciousness, and that is love or fear. You cannot serve both. And you cannot, in the last minute, when you have sown your seed and it grows up from the ground, and you say, I didn't want that crop, dear Lord. I didn't want that crop, you say. And you find yourself reaping something you did not mean to sow, you say. But we say to you, and you have been duly reminded that your thoughts and your actions are the sowing of very specific seeds in your experience of time, space, and matter. So bear this in mind. Our goal is very simple today, to give those that are ready to surrender their suffering to surrender their fear. For fear leads to all suffering. Control and power lead to all suffering. Fear can be released very simply and easily. And we have endeavored, utilizing this mechanism, to offer you as much wisdom in the simplest manner we possibly can, so that you can make a choice in understanding and knowledge that you do have a choice. You get to choose between love and fear. That is it. And that the creations that occur from either are very unique and distinct. They have a different experiential effect in time, space, and matter. We will begin the meditation after we take a few questions, but please understand that freedom must be chosen. It is not simply about how other people are going to be. The experience of freedom is based on a vibrational consciousness of love, which is inclusive of all others. It does not deny nor harm. Love does not deny nor harm. It understands and accepts and comprehends. But that which is fear will do harm. You can always tell when fear is the mechanism being employed by any individual or group or organization, for the actions of fear always result in harm of some form or another. And do you not know that these responses from your life giver, what you call the sun, that the responses from it are based on what it is feeling from you? It is reacting. If you are yelling at a child, or you are frustrated with a child, it responds in very specific ways. Well, so too does all life respond according to the nature of what you hold in your heart. The choice is and will be always yours. Wow, thank you so much. Good morning, Drusilla. Hi. Why 3 days? I don't know. That's just what they're saying. Why 3 days? They're saying because there's a buildup between there's two opposite energies coming together. There's two opposite energies in resistance to each other, love and fear. Love and fear cannot occupy the same point of time and space. Only one or the other can. But there is a place, if these two try to occupy the same place, there's an experience that you call conflict that happens. And that conflict is not simply a conflict between humans, but it will become a conflict between the effects of what occurs in matter. It is quite simple. We have been watching this evolution of your consciousness for tens of thousands of years, observing how you have tried to raise yourself up, but you have come to this place many times before, where you were given the opportunity, the knowledge, and the understanding to shift, alter, and change. The Great Reset, as your leaders call it, is not simply a reset in your social and political systems. It is a reset in your consciousness. Fear and love cannot occupy the same place. Fear is not a life giver. It is a life taker. Love is the giver of life. Fear is the taker of life. So whichever one dominates, that you are experiencing now in your collective societies. You're experiencing the dominant effects of certain qualities of fear or love. And it's very easy from our perspective to see which one it is. But there is still time, as limited as it might be, to correct this. A deliberate and intentional shift from fear to love can create a very profound, immediate change and ameliorate significant damages that can occur if you continue on the course of fear. You can ameliorate these things. Thank you so much. Good morning, Animation. Good morning. Yeah, sorry, I couldn't get to Ottawa today. I had a friend in need, so we'll be going there next week, and we'll be doing a peace meditation next week in Ottawa. So I hope you'll join me there. We'll be streaming live on this channel for that event. So please let anybody know that that's going to be happening next week. Hello, Beta girl. How are you doing? Question, how can you choose love over fear when the fear has been a result of life experiences? How can one start healing that fear? It's not about healing the fear. It's surrendering the fear and aligning to love. Yes, they're going to take us through a meditation where you can literally use the mechanism of your breath. And you've heard them say this before and others. When you take your body and you breathe it slowly and deliberately, you are affecting your authority over matter. You're affecting a change over your biology when you deliberately breathe a certain way. When you focus your thought in a specific way, you likewise do the same. And so this process of letting go of fear, of surrendering your fear, is going to be fairly simple for those of you that are willing to allow yourself to experience this, to allow your body, to allow your awareness to guide your body to release fear, to guide your mind into stillness. This is so important. You as a soul, as an awareness, to guide your mind and body into stillness. When you do that, you are asserting the authority the divine gave you over your world, your mind, your body. And in that, you begin to induce changes in the quality of its consciousness. Please understand, you will experience this today. Good morning, Nancy. Glad to have you back here. Hello, Jana. Hello, Danielle. Question from Danielle. After some diarrhea, is our dog back to maximum health? I'm getting yes, but I'm told that there was something that he ate off the ground on the walk that caused this. This will pass. Water. Make certain it drinks water. Question from Animation. Is there a message for me from my guides? That is not for this one today. Today it is crucially important that you as individuals and as a collective understand the need to shift your alignment deliberately and consciously from thoughts and actions of fear to thoughts and actions of love. Understand those in positions of power that hear these words. Just because you change a rule for the sake does not change what is in your heart. Understand, you can change a rule, but it does not change what is in your heart, nor what is in your heart and what it causes. Do not fool yourself. You cannot ignore the reality. This intelligence within you cannot be deceived in any way, shape, or form. You may be able to fool the world, but you cannot fool the spirit within you, for it knows all things of your thoughts and your soul and your heart. So simply changing a few mandates and a few rules is not going to hide from the spirit what you hold in your heart. Wow. Question from Vertical. Guys mostly bring up Gaia and the sun. What is the role of the moon in it, as it is responsible for the ebb and flow and balance of the earth? That's exactly what it is. If you ever look at, thank you, they're just telling me if you understand the structure of a molecule, your very solar system and different parts of your solar system work on the principle of atomic particles. That you look at a subatomic level, that the way a positive and negative charge interact with each other to balance the process of dynamic creation, the flow of energy in a balance. The dynamic movement of the vibration of love organizes the movement of matter within your body differently. So too does the collective energies of humanity affect and orchestrate and interact with the energies of what you call the moon and the sun and the earth and the other planets. And the beings that exist on those other planets likewise have a similar relationship, as those beings in what you call other star systems have a relationship with the conditions of matter, time, and space. Those that have learned what you call the process of interstellar travel have come to understand the value and importance of utilizing certain qualities of thought and motion to give themselves the freedom to move through time and space very differently. The creations of love, The innovations of love are very different than the creations and innovations of fear. The mechanisms that you use of fear that cause you to create weapons that destroy and harm life are based in thoughts and emotions of fear that create very specific limitations on what your experience can or cannot be. Whereas the creations and innovations of love are very different. The creations and innovations of love give you greater joy and freedom and comfort. It is very easy to understand. And you ask yourself how and why you are not in the stars right now, and why these rocket ships are having difficulty getting up all of a sudden. And we can assure you that fear cannot go where love exists. You cannot have fear and love occupy the same space and time. And so there will be a clear boundary that you cannot pass, a vibrational intensity of love that will not allow you to bring your fear into it. Love and fear cannot occupy the same space, the same time. Please bear that in mind as you go through this process. Our goal is very simple: to show you that are willing to hear, and those of you that are willing to see, that the vibration of fear may be surrendered, and you may return yourself to that vibration of love, to surrender it deliberately and intentionally. That also means when you surrender vibrations of fear, then the thoughts that gave rise to those fears will likewise be surrendered. But you must be then vigilant to stay and maintain the new state of love. And that vibration of love has very specific thoughts that I care, I have compassion, I understand, I celebrate with you. You are my brother, you are my sister, you are my mother, you are my father, and I am grateful. The vibrations of love instill and alter conditions of matter very differently than the vibrations of fear. So when you surrender what you will surrender today, do not pick up what you have surrendered. Do not go back to those old thoughts, those old ideas, because they will simply bring those old feelings and those old fears back into your life. But your neuropsychology, that is the way in which your brain and body work, is very simple. The invisible realm of thought, which you have access to, you can observe your thoughts, although they're invisible, and you may deliberately and selectively alter and change thoughts. The electrical or atomic potential of thoughts is different according to the nature of a thought. A thought of excitement organizes atomic particles very differently than the thought of something bad might happen to you, which organizes atomic particles very differently. It is very simple. Thought begins a process of organizing molecules of energy, and your brain perceives that movement of those molecules as a vibration that becomes what you can view yourself as emotion, a way you feel. That vibrational energy of what you feel affects the conditions of your body. So one who is extremely excited is often very excited. The body is responding to the movement of those atomic particles that were directed by that thought that excited them, that caused that formation of atomic particles. The same is true when you generate a thought or an idea that is not based in love, that the body will then go into a very different state of organization because of the atomic particles that those thoughts organize. It is literally this simple. What most of you are finding yourselves challenged with is remembering that you are the authority. You are the authority that may choose, select, edit, delete specific thoughts from your perceptual consciousness. In other words, you can be aware of this thought or that thought and say, this thought is of fear, I will release it. This thought is of love, I will bring it close to me. Only from the perspective of your awareness can you make these choices. And if you surrender your capacity to select and choose your own thoughts, and you defer that process to a television or someone else or something else, if you defer the process of your own thinking to something or someone else, then whatever those thinkings are from that other source, your effects will be the same. In other words, the thought of another can organize the very molecules that you give attention to when they say a thought to you like you are beautiful, and you accept that thought, and you accept that thought, and that thought organizes atomic particles that form an emotion, and your body feels a certain way. Well, so too, they may say a thought of that person is bad and terrible, and that thought that you think that they gave you will organize particles, atomic particles in your mind, and cause a different condition in your biology. Heed these words, that those who offer you their ideas make certain that those ideas are of a good vibration. You cannot escape the effects of your own causes. If you live in fear, there will be very specific effects in the conditions of your world. If you live in love, there will be very specific effects in the conditions of your world. We see you tiptoeing and teeter-tottering back and forth from one to the other, hoping that you do not make an error, but seeing that you are. It is time for correction, don't you think? And here we offer this to you today, but let us take a few more questions, and we will begin this process, this simple process of shedding all of your fear from your mind and body. And we can assure you that this process, we know, is effective if you are willing, as you are willing to sit and listen to a television or a world leader or someone else tell you what to think and believe. So too, if you listen to us, you will cause certain emotions and feelings in your biology as well. But this is something we hope that you would take up responsibility for yourself, that you would choose to think thoughts of your own volition, not simply wait to be given thoughts, but to choose of your own volition, to align yourself to love, to align yourself to joy, to align yourself to compassion and goodness and kindness. And you will see a very different change in your experience of matter. Wow. Question from Drusilla, what is going to happen in 3 days? I have no idea. Personally, I have no idea. And they're not telling me. They're saying by the effects, you will know these things. It was yesterday morning, Archangel Matthew came through, and he had said that there would be events happening this week. And that was yesterday. And this morning, there was this huge solar flare, and another rocket ship just went down. These are not random events, not errors in technology. These are actual events, electromagnetic effects that are occurring because of the collective unconsciousness of humanity is literally at war. There is a battle between fear and love on this planet, and each will bear their own fruits. So understand, I don't know what effects are coming. I only know that they're coming. And from what they said yesterday and what I found out this morning, it's like, no, of course it is. So choose to stay as centered in love as you possibly can, even towards these leaders and these people that are doing these atrocities right now. Please stay in love even towards them. These protests around the world are based peacefully now. This is not a movement of fear. This is a movement of love. And if you choose to hold on to your fear in spite of your love, there are certain effects. Whatever policies and procedures are put in place this week, they will have effects. Not simply asserting a policy or a procedure or making some leader feel that he's now important and in control. You cannot control the effects of fear just by a rule or a law that you make. You cannot control the effects of fear simply by a rule or law that you make. All thoughts, all actions can only stimulate one of two reactions in your condition of matter. A thought can either be of fear or love. A behavior can only be of fear or love. You cannot have both of them. You cannot think, I'm going to do this thing that makes people behave this way, and therefore the world will be a better place. No, fear will not create the effects of love, nor will love create the effects of fear. Understand that distinction. Wow. Thank you so much. SJK, yes, they're saying, okay. She's just simply saying, tell him to stay close to his heart. Tell him to stay closer to his heart. Do not get trapped in this. He's a good boy. He's always been a good boy. Stay close to your heart. Stay close to your heart. Right. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. Okay, now the meditation. It's very simple. All we're going to do is breathe and release fear from your body by breathing, getting the body to relax, getting it to relax, because tightness of the body, tension of the body is usually connected to fear. When you release the body, relax it. And please do this as we speak. Relax your body. Use your breath to relax your body as we're speaking. Breathe in through the nose. And as you exhale, give your physical body complete and total permission to relax. And with each breath, deliberately and intentionally giving your body permission to relax. As you do that, you're sending a signal to the body that is moving to a state of relaxation. Allow it to do that. And as you continue to breathe, give the muscles in your body permission to relax even more. Gently and easily, as you're breathing, go over your body and make certain that you use your breath to allow the muscles in your face and neck and shoulders to relax. Like, use your breath. Using your breath, you're giving all the muscles, all the nerves, all the organs and glands in your body permission to relax. Each movement of breath, giving the body permission to relax. In this process, you're actually already beginning to release the fear from you. The very action of giving your body permission to relax begins to liberate it from fear. And if the body seeks to come back or become active, just simply use your breath and continue to give the body permission to relax even more. If a part of the body gets tense or uncomfortable, simply use your breath and give the body permission to relax. Continually with each breath, giving permission to the muscles, the nerves, the organs and glands, permission to relax, giving them permission to relax, to be still, to be quiet, and open and receptive to your awareness. And each breath, giving permission to your body to relax. This is the beginning of the shedding of fear. For as the body begins to relax, it moves from a state of activity to inactivity. It begins to move the body to a state you might consider like sleep resembling. And that sleep resembling state is a state of non-tension. And that is the state you want your body in, a relaxed state for the next step, when the body is still and relaxed and quiet. We will then have you move your awareness to that place in your mind where thoughts, memories, emotions, and future considerations are ongoing. But first, continue a few more breaths. Let's breathe together now, breathing in. And as you exhale, giving all the muscles in your body permission to relax. And breathing in. As you exhale, giving all the muscles from the top of the head to the tips of the toes. Each breath, giving your body permission to completely and fully relax. And now move your awareness into that space in your mind's eye where you have memory, thoughts, future considerations, and emotions. And just be aware of the thoughts, the memories, the emotions, the future considerations that are there. Just observe those. And now, using the same process of your breathing, imagine that you can breathe into that place where thoughts are. Breathe into that place where thoughts are. Fill that space with your breath. And as you exhale the body, give your thoughts, emotions, memories, and future considerations permission to be still, to be quiet. As you exhale, release them, giving them permission to be still, to be quiet, to be peaceful. Each breath now is your instrument for giving your mind, your emotions, your thoughts, your memories permission to be still, to be quiet, to be peaceful. Let us breathe deeply again into the realm of thought. And as you exhale, releasing all thought, all emotion, all memory, giving them permission to be still, to be quiet, to be calm, still, and quiet. And each breath that you use it as a device to give your mind, your body, your thoughts, and emotions your permission to be still, to be quiet, to be peaceful. Your breath is an instrument that you are using as awareness to direct the activity of your mind and body at this time. If the mind becomes active or you perceive distraction, simply draw a breath in again. And release the distraction, the tension, the thought, the emotion with your breath. Just release it. Using the breath to release, to let go, to turn loose all thought, all memory, all emotion. Continue to breathe deliberately and intentionally. If any thought or motion or physical attention, use your breath to release these things. Gently, gently, breathing in, as you exhale, giving permission to the body, to thoughts, to memories, to emotions, to be still, to be quiet, to be open and receptive to your awareness. Each breath that you take with this intention give you more awareness and authority over your mind and your body. The simple act of utilizing the breath to still the mind, to still the body. As you begin to feel the stillness, the quiet, the calm expand, and you become more aware of the stillness of body, the stillness of mind, the sensation that occurs as you release thought, emotion, and tension from the body with your breath. your sense of relief and comfort will begin to increase as you are no longer distracted by the activities of your mind and your body. Always, when the mind becomes more active or the body becomes anxious, simply use the breath. Repeatedly using this mechanism of your breath to give those emotions, to give those thoughts, to give that body permission to be still, quiet, and peaceful. As the vibration of stillness and peace become more perceptible to your awareness, as you begin to feel and sense the calm, the stillness within your mind and body, use the breath now to breathe that vibration of peace and stillness in. Use your breath to draw more of that vibration of peace into your body. In deliberately using your breath in this fashion, you are training yourself to become the operator of what your mind will do and think and be, and what your body will think and do and be in relation to it. But allow each breath to deliberately release thought, memory, and emotion from the body. Allow each breath that you take to be a mechanism of permission to allow the body to be still, quiet, open, and receptive to your awareness. In this place where you begin to feel relief from your suffering, relief from the distraction of thought, you may use your breath to increase the vibration of calmness. You may use your breath to increase the vibration of quiet in your mind. And while we know that some of you may need to apply this process more frequently, we can assure you that by doing so, you will begin to experience a level of authority that is your birthright over your mind and your body. That none of you came here without the resources to be able to operate your mind and body. And so in this state of calmness, you can even come to a place where you can hear our words and still feel the peace, the stillness, the quietness, the calmness that you are cultivating with your breath. And you can still hear our words and receive these energies. So please understand that the power that you have to assert your body to breathe a certain way is the mechanism that you have always at your disposal to restore your mind and body to peace, to liberate your mind and body from fear, to liberate your awareness from being subjective to those thoughts, subjective to the conditions of body. This is as simple as we can make it. And in all truth, the greatest things that you'll ever experience in your life are very simple. They're not complex. The effects of love in your world are very different than the effects of fear. But know this, that your thoughts, the moment you choose to breathe, you can still your thoughts. The moment you assert that your body can be relaxed and calm and peaceful through the use of your mechanism of breathing, that you can train that body to be still, to be quiet. You can train the mind to be still, to be quiet, so that you, as the awareness, as the sacred being that you are, the soul, so that you can begin the process of deliberate creation in your world. Only from the perspective of awareness, only from the perspective of awareness can you fully understand what you are as a soul, as a creator, as an extension of love into this world. From the perspective of your mind and body, you can only perceive the world from their level, but from this level where mind and body are still quiet, open and receptive to your awareness. From this perspective, you have free will, and only from this perspective do you have free will. You do not have free will when you are lost in your thoughts. You do not have free will when you are lost in the conditions of your body. You only have free will from this place of stillness, of awareness, of consciousness. And this is our gift to you today. If you practice this throughout this day, you will shed any and all fear. And if you feel any fear or anxiousness or thoughts that stimulate those coming up, the simple action of breathing and restoring the body and mind to that place of relaxation, you will discover that you have far more control over your mind than the world has been telling you you do. Do not believe that which you read or hear always, but believe what you experience. And if you are experiencing greater peace and calm in these moments with us, then understand that you have simply followed our direction and you have created your own degree of peace or love, whatever that may be for you. It is right for you. But know this, to whatever degree you can make peace, you can make greater peace still. To whatever degree you surrender your fear, you can surrender more still. It is not so much about a complete change, but recognizing that a change has occurred as a result of your interaction, as a result of your deliberate interaction with your mind and body through the mechanism of your breath. Wow, thank you. Thank you so much. Please share your comments about your experience. And if not, just stay in the experience and just be with that. To know that you are a soul able to assert changes in your own mind and body through an act of creation, through an act, even just a simple act of breathing, that you can change your mind and body just by using the mechanism of its breath. You can change it. And I'm really excited because I can feel the joy and the freedom I feel in this process with you guys as well. So just leave your comments and your experiences in the chat panel when you get a chance, or in the comment section after the video is posted. Let's go over a couple things now. So I hope you're going to be joining us this week on February the 14th at 10 a.m. We got Hermes Trismegistus on Monday at 10 a.m. on Shortcut for Your Soul. And Hermes is going to be discussing getting rid of dark entities and how to get rid of dark entities. That is what is going to happen now. The next event will be Wednesday, February the 16th, and it's called Love is the Liberation Frequency. And it's going to be with a being by the name of Joshua, whom I don't know if this is biblical Joshua, but he says that love is the liberation frequency. Very exciting. That'll be this Wednesday on Shortcuts for Your Soul. On Friday, February the 18th, we've got Dr. Wayne Dyer coming in here, remembering you are love, you are light. And that's going to be him. I'm really excited about Wayne Dyer coming in on Friday. It's going to be amazing. But tomorrow, please, on Monday, please join us with Hermes Trismegistus. This whole concept of liberating ourselves, like literally releasing and preventing dark entities. And the process that, yes, they're saying that the process that was given to us today is the fundamental mechanism for how you release these entities and do not attract them anymore. Because love and fear cannot occupy the same space. So if you're able to keep your consciousness in a state of love and grace, okay, I will. They're saying I shouldn't say too much more about it because it's for Monday. But in a state of love, you cannot be in a state of fear. Just as in a state of fear, you cannot be in a state of love. And what you've learned today, take this, use this process, share it with other people. Please share this process with other people. Because when you experience a change in your thoughts and your body, and you suddenly go, wow, just through using my breath this way, I got this sensation of calm and peace. Share that with others. This world needs more calm and peace. It needs more love. It needs more excitement. It needs more playfulness. It does not need more fear. And share this with other people, please. We'll take 2 questions, and then we're going to call it this week. Yeah, this week's going to be really awesome. I love Hermes. He's come through me a couple of times, and always brilliant wisdom. Yeah, and this thing about Joshua coming through, that love is the liberation frequency. Love is the liberation frequency. This is going to be exciting. Can you imagine that? The Ascendant just wanted me to say, it's important you understand that you begin to lay a new foundation if you have applied wholeheartedly what we have offered you today. You begin to lay a new foundation in your heart so that your home will be your heart, but it will be a very strong and powerful home. You are laying this foundation with what you are doing. The establishment of heaven on earth must be a choice, but it is here with you now. If you choose to continue to carry forward in this process, there is an inevitability that you will experience a fearless state of being. There is an inevitability that you will experience greater joy and freedom. There is an inevitability when you assume authority over your mind and body that your freedom is at hand. Wow, thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. Question from Vita Sagati. Any message from my guide after doing this meditation? I do have a hard time releasing my fears. They're just saying keep the practice. It is, again, you're using the mechanism of your breath. Understand, your body, when you assume the process of breathing, when you assume authority, where you're deliberately breathing the body, you're now assuming authority over the body. You're moving in a position of authority through that breath. The same is true for your mind. When you're breathing into the mind, and you're breathing and you're using the breath to release thought, to release memory, to release emotion, you are literally releasing your attachment to everything within the mind. At that point where your thoughts and your emotions and your body subside as a result of your deliberate application of the mechanism of breathing, you will not need to release anything because you will be releasing it as you do this. The more you apply this, the more you entrain your mind and body into what you are directing it to do and be. But this is the simplest way we have discovered to offer humans this simple mechanism of breath. To repeat it deliberately, intentionally, even if your mind and your body continue to wrestle against you, continue to lovingly and gently assert your breath, release, let go, turn loose. So if your mind and your fears continue to escalate, continue to use your breath, give them permission. Stay in your breath, slowly and deeply, deliberately with your breath, releasing the fear, releasing the anxiousness, releasing the nervousness, releasing it with each breath, feeling it, and as you breathe, releasing it. This process is very simple, and as you apply it, it gets easier and easier and easier. Some of you may even find yourself unexpectedly falling into a state that you call sleep, but that is to be expected when you learn how to liberate yourself from your mind and body deliberately, for you as a soul never sleep. And then eventually, some of you may discover exactly where you go when that body and that mind are asleep. But that is not something we will discuss today. One more question from Sunny. Is there a message for me from my guardian angel, Tao? Thank you. It's been quiet, not hearing much from him. Wow. Well, I'm not hearing any. I'm just saying that there's a door. I'm just getting a door. There's a door that's not opened yet. You must open the door to the other. And I don't know what that means, but those are the words I'm getting. You must open the door to the other. This mechanism of breathing might help you to open that door. Because when your mind and body are in abeyance, when they're put into a place where they're quiet and calm, something very different can happen for you, right? Something very, very different can happen for you. Wow. Oh, wonderful. Thank you, Sunflower Skies. Yeah, just a reminder, in just a few more weeks, our Mediumship 101 program begins. So you can go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com. We have a guided mediumship program for beginners in learning how to access your guides and your angels and speak to God, your higher self, these other beings that exist in time, space, but not in the confines of your mind. And we have a very simple process where you can learn to attune your awareness to perceive these different beings. So that's all it is, a matter of shifting your awareness from one frequency to another. And we place an emphasis in all our courses about raising your vibration up, from moving from a state of fear to a state of love. Because the types of entities or beings that you'll connect to in a state of fear is very different than the types of beings and entities you can connect to in a state of love. We are not alone. What we see and hear with our senses is just a small fraction of what's available to us. So I encourage you to come and register for our mediumship program and get involved. Learn to liberate yourself from your mind and body and become the soul you intend to. Thank you for that plug there, Sonny. Sunflower, I really appreciate that. Yeah. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for coming out today, and I apologize again for not being live in Ottawa, but a very dear friend needed us here, so we elected to do that. But I know there's some beautiful souls doing lots of live feeds from Ottawa if you want to know what's going on there. And understand, we were there for the last 2 weekends, and this is a vibration, an action, a demonstration of love and peace. It's not a demonstration of anger and fear. It's a demonstration of love and peace. And for those of you that simply hear what you hear without question, I encourage you, go there and meet these beautiful souls that are brothers and sisters to all of us. Even if you don't like them or disagree with them, their love is still very strong. Their faith is pure. And I send them whatever love and peace and divinity that I have to offer to their cause, which is our cause, the cause of love, the cause of joy, the cause of peace, the cause of what you call freedom. Please understand. We will be broadcasting live from Ottawa next week. And again, it'll be for peace. Because you cannot win a war with war. You can only win with peace. Thank you. I want to thank the Ascended for being present today. And I want to thank all of you for your time, your patience, your focus. And thank you for that lovely super chat, Drusilla. Really appreciate it. Proceeds from this channel go towards a group we support called Our Underground Railroad. The link is in the description box below. Please support them. But it's a beautiful day. I know in Ottawa, I got a blizzard right now, and they're now marching around Parliament, like as if it's the wall, as if they're walking around the city of Jericho. Understand, vibration is very powerful when you understand how energy works. You know, you'll understand if you ever read the biblical story, the fall of Jericho, and Joshua marched around the city and sounded the trumpets. And he's going to be talking about that this Wednesday. I don't know if it's that Joshua, but Joshua's going to be talking about love is the liberation frequency. So when you start talking about frequency, it changes how you can live in this world. Anyway, I want to wish you all much love. Thank you, Sunflower. Thank you, Beta. Thank you, Betsy. Thank you, everybody. And if you're new to the channel, please remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it out to other people. This simple process that they've given us is really easy to apply and use. Much love, everybody. Have yourselves a wonderful and a joyful day. And I will be live tomorrow on a Khan's cooking show. We're going to be doing, myself and my wife, and Khan and his wife, Rita, will be cooking organic, natural brownies with no processed foods in it. So I hope you'll join us for the Valentine's show that he's putting on tomorrow. I'll get a link and see if I can put it in the description box for that as well. Have yourselves a wonderful, a joyful day, and I will see you all on Monday, and also some of you I'll see tomorrow on the show making organic, healthy brownies. Bye for now.